I'm just gonna say it. I don't really care. This game was absolutely underappreciated for its time. I think it was way ahead of its time. I think the exo movement, going back to it, was very, very fun, man. I really had a lot of fun toying around with the exo movement in this game. Of course, advanced movement in Call of Duty was never the forefront of the game. In fact, it was arguably the downfall of the game when it comes to like Infinite Warfare. If you look at the grand scope of just how far shooters and FPS games or games in general have come, games have just gotten so much faster, like in general. I feel like you're just doing more actions, moving faster, and just general gameplay has just genuinely gotten so much faster. I mean, like if you look at old gameplay from like Black Ops 1 or like MW2, the original, it's just like so slow, so static, so, kind of simulation-y in a way. And then if you look at new games nowadays, not just the new Call of Duties, which are obviously all about movement, but everything is like crouching, sliding, jumping, mantling, just all sorts of movement mechanics. So Advanced Warfare, when it came out in 2014 at some point, it actually came out November 4th, 2014. So this game, oh my God, it's like 11 years old now. Holy shit. But when this game came out for its time in 2014, I feel like it was just genuinely underappreciated. It was a lot of mixed reviews too. I feel like I've heard people praising it and I heard people shitting on it. I really liked it when it first came out, honestly. Like I thought it was a nice change up for the franchise. I think the problem was they should have just done Advanced Warfare and then moved back to boots on the ground. If this was like a one-off game and they didn't stick with the movement system for the next two games, Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, then I really feel like people would have looked back on this and been like, man, that was actually really, really fun for its like one-time thing. And I really hope an Advanced Warfare 2 comes out someday with the movement of the exos cleaned up a little bit, because I do like the exo movement. I really, really do. However, coming back to it over a decade later, there is some clunkiness to it, which I will get into a little bit later. But yeah, I just wanted to say the advanced movement, man, I just like it. When it comes to zombies, I will say the campaign is not the greatest showcase of it. And going back, I did play the campaign on Veteran. I'll get into it a little bit later. But yeah, I just don't like that. You can't like slide boost in the campaign at all, and then they split the exos into two different exos, like the specialist and the assault one. So one of them doesn't have the boost jump. So I don't know. You really just don't get the full use of the exo mechanics in the campaign. Where the exo movements really, really shine is the multiplayer, obviously, and then in zombies as well. Which I don't know, man. I wish exo zombies was a little better. There's a lot of frustrating elements and mechanics to it. We'll get all into later. But yeah, we're talking Advanced Warfare, guys. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is mainline episode number 36. Forgot to do the intro, but yeah. Welcome to mainline episode number 36. I've been playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, man. I really, really like this game a lot, dude. I know. I wasn't expecting to put out a Call of Duty episode so soon after World at War, and I was kind of trying to do them in order as well. Like, I planned on doing Modern Warfare 2 next because that's what came out after World at War. I was going to do all of them chronologically when they released up until the newest one, or eventually I would do them all. But yeah, I just wanted to play Exo Zombies again, man. I really wanted to play Exo Zombies because I've been playing all the other installments of Zombies as well. So I wanted to come back to this and, just play Exo Zombies. And I was like, you know what? I might as well just do the campaign as well, And so here we are, man. So here we are on this wonderful Saturday afternoon recording some Advanced Warfare talk. So normally when we talk Call of Duty on the channel here, we split the conversation up into three separate modes or the three separate topics of what is actually inside of the game. But this game has four. For some reason, they decided to include Exo Survival and Exo Zombies in one game together. I really think this is probably the worst decision made on this game, to be honest with you. Actually, I don't know. There's a lot of questionable decisions in this game. But yeah, Exo Survival, I'll talk about this first because it's the one I played the very least, and it's not that interesting at all. It's basically, if you've played the original Modern Warfare 3, or I even believe this game mode was in Ghosts as well. This was in a couple other Call of Duties. All it is basically, it's like zombies, but with not zombies and with players that shoot back at you, or NPCs that shoot back at you. There's different upgrades and kill streaks and stuff you can get, and different weapons and upgrades you can do to them. But overall, I just feel like you should either just have one or the other, right? You should either just have survival or zombies. Modern Warfare had survival, you know, it didn't have the zombies. It wasn't really liked. People I don't know, I feel like these modes are just genuinely unliked by most of the population of Call of Duty players. I could be wrong on that, though. Maybe there is a small group or a huge group of people that like survival, but I just don't see the point. Usually I feel like you just want to throw it in as an extra mode if they had no plans to create a zombies mode for that game, right? It's basically, it just feels like filler content. Zombies was always Treyarch's kind of thing, right? It was always in the Treyarch Call of Duties, but not really the other ones. And survival was kind of like their take on like a zombies, which is fine. It's cool, you know, it's different. I don't think it's anywhere in the same realm of like replayability as zombies is. I don't know, man. I'm just not the biggest survival fan. I've never really liked it in any of the games it was in. So just the decision to literally put survival and zombies in the same exact game was just very questionable. You know what it was is, this is kind of dishonest of them, but you actually had to pay for all of the zombies in this game, right? It didn't come out with the launch of the game. Like usually, you know how there's normally one map or two maps at launch with zombies. Exo Survival was available at launch, but zombies was not. You had to pay for the first map and as well as all of the other maps. So yeah, the decision to put them on the same game was definitely a decision. It's definitely not a good one, I don't think. I just really think they were trying to pad the game, which isn't always the worst thing in the world, but when it's content that nobody really plays, it kind of feels like a waste of resources in some ways. You know, I can't really say for sure, though. This is just my opinion. I'm not a survival player, but you know what it kind of feels like to me? It kind of feels like they were in development of zombies and they weren't going to get it out on time with the rest of the game, right? Maybe it was like a corporate decision to include it later in the game's like development cycle or whatever. And they're just like, yeah, we want zombies in the game, guys. We have to get zombies in. And then they were just like, you know what? It's not going to be met. We're going to need DLC for that. It's not going to be ready till the DLC season. So why don't we just throw in, you know, a survival mode? We already have all the multiplayer maps. Let's just let them play survival on the multiplayer maps, and then they could just have fun on that while we work on the zombies. And they were just like, you know what? That sounds good. Okay. And that's kind of how it came to be. At least that's my headcanon anyway. I just don't really see how you would want to put Exo Survival and Exo Zombies on the same game. Like players are going to gravitate towards zombies, obviously, because it's more popular and more engaging. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with an explanation for that. So yeah, Exo Zombies isn't all bad, Exo Survival. Exo Survival isn't all bad though, because I kind of like the way it ties in the campaign and zombies together. Which I don't know if you know this, but I kind of figured this out recently too. But the campaign of Advanced Warfare, Exo Survival, and Exo Zombies all have like a continuing storyline. Which if you're familiar with the old Call of Duties, you kind of know that they're all separate, although Black Ops 4 kind of tangled them together in a weird way, but they're mostly separate for the most part. Campaign had its own unique story. Zombies had its own unique Ether storyline, so that's kind of what it was. But in this game, they kind of just continued them all in the same universe, which is pretty cool to me. And I like the fact that you have to play through all of Exo Survival to get that cutscene of the outbreak starting, which was sick. Seeing that was so cool for the first time, and like seeing zombies. I will say that, okay, you know, Exo Zombies, while it wasn't the best version or iteration of zombies, the reveal of it was actually so cool. Playing through all of Survival back in the day to get that cutscene, and you're like, holy shit, we are getting zombies on this game. That reveal was sick. I will give them that, and the cutscene was so cool on top of that. But yeah, that's really the only good thing Exo Survival does for this game. There's really no point to come back. I literally played, I went back to it and I was like, oh shit, I forgot this was in the game. I played maybe 5 rounds of this and then I just quit. I was just so bored. I'm like, there's literally no reason to play this game. I just feel like the delivery of this should have been slightly different, man. Like, imagine a world where there was no Exo Survival at all, and then they just had, like, maybe one more small, like, campaign add-on, like, just small little tagged-on cutscene of the end where you're, like, where maybe the Manticore bomb does drop, because that's how it is in Survival, right? Like, the Manticore bomb, that's, like, the bomb from the campaign or whatever with the DNA bomb from the campaign that gets dropped, and then you fight off zombies in the Riot multiplayer map for like a little bit, and then you get the cutscene, right? Just imagine a mode where like the campaign ends, right? And then like maybe there's like a slight after credits cutscene or mission where you're fighting through, the Manicore bomb drops, and then like it's the reveal of the zombies that you're killing, right? And then it plays the Outbreak cut. Like that would have been so much cooler, I think, instead of just shoehorning in this whole extra survival mode that literally nobody's gonna play after that. And especially now, right? Because especially now, if you buy the game now, and not when it came out, but now, you can literally get all 4 of the maps and just can completely skip survival. If you buy them anyways, you still have to buy all the zombies maps, unfortunately, but the point still stands. So yeah, we're going to move on from Exo Survival. All in all, pretty forgettable mode. Doesn't really need to be in the game. The reveal of the zombies at the end was cool. The reveal of the zombies cutscene at the end was fantastic. Very, very well done. But the mode overall, just forgettable. Boring, not really engaging or fun at all. So here's the thing about survival, right? If the mode was actually played on its like own unique maps, it would be one thing. But it's like, why would I load up a game where I'm playing on multiplayer maps to shoot bots when I could just be loading up multiplayer to compete against real humans for a more fun experience? You know what I mean? It's like, I already did everything in the campaign. I've killed all of these enemies in the campaign before. I just don't really see who would want to come back and do it again on multiplayer maps. Like, that just never really sat with me. I just never really understood it. Let's move on to the campaign next. Let's talk a little bit about the campaign, which I gotta be honest, if you're into pedophilia, you'll probably love this campaign because Kevin Spacey plays the antagonist, Jonathan Irons, which obviously we all know. Huge pedo now, kind of gross, very dishonest, fucking piece of shit guy. But as far as the campaign goes, like, it was pretty fun, man. I actually did enjoy it. I thought the story was pretty decent. It's just your classic Call of Duty campaign, you know, a lot of fucking cinematic moments, a lot of explosions, a lot of cool and interesting set pieces. The characters in this game are pretty good for the most part. This campaign is one of the ones that has quick time events in it. There's quick time events. You gotta like press left mouse, right mouse, Q and E and all this other bullshit. But I kind of liked them. I can't lie. I'm not the biggest fan of quick time events. I'm actually pretty indifferent about them. You know, I can take them or leave them. When they're done right, they're done right. I don't know. Not the biggest fan, not the biggest hater. They're kind of just in the middle for me there. So one of the things that really surprised me about this game is just how gorgeous like the cutscenes are. Like, dude, this game came out over a decade ago. It's 2025 now as I'm talking about this. This game came out in 2014. Dude, the cinematics are like top notch, dude. Like, it looks really, really good. Like way better than I remember it. I don't know if it's because I'm on PC and it looked worse on Xbox back in the day, but dude, I don't know what it is, but the cinematics look insanely good. Like, so whichever department worked on that did a pretty bang up job. Advanced Warfare, whether you love it or hate it, is actually responsible for one of the biggest memes of all time in gaming and on the internet in general. I mean, guys, if you remember this, press F. Guys, I mean, you have to respect it, right? You have to press F to pay respects. Because, like, dude, you still see this meme every fucking where on the internet. Like, under a post, under a meme, F. You're watching a streamer and their stream crashes. The chat spams F. Like, dude, it's still so popular to this day, and I cannot believe that it came from this game. And dude, I really don't even know why it took the world by storm when it happened either. Like, this shit went so viral. I genuinely have no idea why. I just think it's funny that like an action in the game is you literally just have to press F to pay respects. Normally it's like press F to equip this weapon, press F to operate this tank, press F to get in this mech suit. So it was just very funny to see like press F to pay respects to like a fucking casket. It's just insane, man. Very, very funny. Meme aside, as far as this campaign goes, it's not too much different from your classic Call of Duty campaign, right? It's got linear levels with a whole different range and variety of mission types, right? Like they always have in Call of Duty. There's the classic stealth missions, which are pretty cool. There's the guns blazing missions. There's the operating, a jet airship mission, operating a mech mission, so it's pretty typical as far as what you're going to be doing in the campaign. Like you pretty much expect this if you're a veteran to these campaigns, no pun intended. They all kind of pretty much do the same thing, but they're always a blast to play through, They always are very fun. The characters aren't the greatest, but they're not the worst, right? Like the guy Gideon, he's like your Frank Woods in this game. Gideon, he's like your sidekick. He's pretty cool, but the fact that he wears a beanie all the time literally just pisses me off. He's like doing a Tim Pool cosplay, right? Like, I just like, dude, the beanie can come off sometimes. You don't have to wear a wool cap at all times. Like, so that's just one thing about that guy that makes me angry. But overall, he's a pretty cool guy. There's the minor antagonist Hades. He's got a pretty interesting motive. He basically thinks humans have become way too reliant on technology, and he plans to reset the world to a state where humans aren't so reliant on technology, which is I could totally see that happening today. Like, this game takes place. I'm going to go on a quick side ramble here, but this game takes place in like 2050, but is actually surprisingly realistic. Like, you would think a lot of this technology wouldn't exist. Like, I'm sure, like, crazy stuff like the cloaking and stuff, I'm sure doesn't exist, but there's definitely like this, like the drones and stuff. Like, that is all stuff that is capable now. I would even be surprised if exosuits weren't possible now. Like, this shit is definitely possible, I think. And what isn't possible is also probably being hid from us, right? From the government or whatever. I'm sure there's gotta be a bunch of stuff, like secret shit they're working on, right? There has to be. But anyways, yeah. Actually, freakily realistic, this game. Freakily realistic, I will say that. And then pedophilia jokes aside, Jonathan Irons is kind of an interesting antagonist as well. He's like the major antagonist of this game. Basically, when his son dies, right, he kind of just loses control, wants to gain a bunch of power. And then his motive is basically he just wants to he attacks the U.S. in an attempt to end all war. He's trying to commit the last war to end all wars. So Atlas can be like the governing, controlling power of the world, right? Which, sounds good in theory. It's been tried 1,000 times throughout history. Doesn't always end the greatest for the man that wants that power. So I'm sure you all know how it ends. I actually do love how poetic that ending actually is, though, because like in the beginning of the game, you lose your arm. And Jonathan Irons gives you a second chance. He gives you the prosthetic arm and gives you a new chance at military life, which is all cool and great. And then the very final mission, he's hanging on to your arm during the massive collapse of the Atlas building, right? He's all like, pull me up, Mitchell, pull me up, Mitchell. And then you use your knife to cut off the arm that's holding him. So, he gives you the arm and he dies by the arm, which is it's just poetic, man. It brings a fucking tear to my eye. My English teachers in school would have absolutely loved that detail there. That's all the campaign discussion I really want to get into. It's like I could sit here and explain what you do in each mission like I did in the COD 4 campaign. I deeply regret that one. That one just took way too long and it's way too yeah. But I'm improving with each video here, so give me some slack. But yeah, if I would say just go play through it, man. Just go play through it. It's like sitting here, like imagine if I told you how good John Wick was as a movie, right? And then I explained to you every single scene. It's like, dude, just go watch it and enjoy everything it has to offer for yourself. Don't I'm not going to sit here and explain it. So yeah, banger campaign, man. Banger campaign. Go and play it. So now we'll move on to multiplayer or zombies, which is let's talk about multiplayer first, just because I want to get into a little bit more about zombies here. So, actually, one thing I forgot to mention about the campaign, I beat it on veteran, right? I also beat it on veteran back in the day, and you actually get rewarded for it, man. Like, what happened to fucking veteran campaign rewards? Or not what happened to them, but they should do more of this shit, man. Like, you get this really, really sick Atlas helmet for your guy in multiplayer for it, right? And it's just a cool way to show off, like, hell yeah, man, I beat the shit on veteran. Like, come at me, bro. You could say what you want about how it looks or whatever, and it does, I wish it matched some pieces better, but overall, it's just the fact that they reward you for beating the campaign on the hardest difficulty is so cool, man. Like, I think about Black Ops 6, right? The brand newest Call of Duty, like the newest one that graced the market. I beat that on veteran, and you don't get rewarded for it, man. Like, they just don't really, there's just nothing really extra you can show off for it. But I just really wish they would bring that aspect back in some ways, but oh well. I'm chirping into the void here. Let's move on to multiplayer. Multiplayer-wise, this game doesn't do that much different from its predecessors. Obviously, it's Call of Duty multiplayer, so it's going to be the same thing it always is every year. It has the legacy prestige style, so you hit to a max rank, you climb to a max rank, you prestige, you get a new icon, you do it all over again. We all know how it works at this point. The only big difference is obviously just the exo movements, which I do want to talk about a little more in depth here. So when I mentioned them earlier, I said they were clunky. Like, the exo movement is definitely clunky. And what I mean by that is that your dash goes on a cooldown, right? But there's no real way, like the game doesn't tell you that your dash is on cooldown, right? I'm going to reference Doom here like I do in every single video. I don't know, dude, I keep talking about Doom Eternal in these videos or in every other video, comparing it, because honestly, guys, like Doom just does everything well. It just does everything perfect, man. So what Doom does when it comes to dashes is you get this nice little dash on your HUD to let you know that it's refilling and to let you know that it's out, and you just know when it's back up. There's a sound cue, right? I just kind of wish something like that was in the game with exo movements in Advanced Warfare, right? Like you're dashing, and then you just know like it's on cooldown, it clicks, like it doesn't work, it doesn't engage. I kind of just wish they would throw a little HUD indicator or maybe a little boost gauge to let you know that you're out of dashes, right? So besides that, like, I love the upwards boost. I love the sideways boosts, like the evade ones. I love the fact that you can slam downwards. I love the fact that you can slide forward. I just love, like, going between all of the movements, like boost jump into air dash, into slam dash, into crouch dash, back into boost jump. Like, just the movement in general is so fun and addicting. If it just got cleaned up a little bit with the boost gauge, and maybe it went on cooldown faster, because I feel like maybe they made it go on cooldown so you can't just constantly spam it, so it's not too crazy. But like I said earlier, with just how fast games have gotten, I really feel like they could benefit from a faster cooldown on that, or let us know in general just when the boost is back up. Exo movements aside, isn't this the game that introduced supply drops? And they were actually pretty good in this game too, because you couldn't pay for them, right? And you actually got like decent stuff out of them. On the topic of supply drops, this is going to go hand in hand with the customization aspect of the game I talked about earlier too. I kind of miss this, man. Like, I really miss you just building the style that you wanted with the cosmetics that you got, right? And then there was even like you could swap the character models, right? So there was like women, men, then there was like a zombie model, and just all sorts of different models, right? I would like to see them go back to this system one day, but now, honestly, guys, that they have operators in the game now and they can make money off of them, I highly doubt we'll ever see a system like this ever again in Call of Duty, which is pretty unfortunate. But I enjoyed it a lot. The supply drop system is, it had its problems, but it was pretty fun as well. Just opening up new bundles after, every other game or so, earning the bundles or earning the supply drops was actually pretty fun, man. I really enjoyed it. The only thing that I didn't enjoy was not getting the absolutely overpowered fucking guns that you needed to compete in this game. Like, holy shit. I still, guys, I haven't played multiplayer on this game probably since its life cycle was alive. So over a decade at least, right? But I still remember the names of the two guns that absolutely fucking dominated this game. One was the Obsidian Steed version of the Bell 27. This thing was absolutely disgusting and would shred the competition. And then the other one was the ASM-1 Speakeasy variant, which was just fucking honestly very good as well. Those were the two absolutely hard meta guns, but there was obviously a huge other selection of guns as well. I'll talk about a few that I really liked. I liked the IMR. It was like this quad burst gun that actually printed its own ammo. One of my go-tos in zombies as well, but this gun was pretty good. I really liked it. The AK-12 was pretty good. And then for submachine guns, I used the KF-5. It's, basically the futuristic version of the MP5. If you're familiar with this channel before, you would know I'm an MP5 glazer, so I absolutely love that fucking gun. And I'm just an SMG guy in general, so I pick up some SMG contracts. If you get that reference, shout out to you. I love you. The SAC 3s were pretty good. They were like this vector-ish gun, and you could akimbo them so that you could just blast your competition away. And then there was a handful of snipers as well, but I like the Moors personally. It's like, I want to say bolt action, but it's not really a bolt. You kind of just load a bullet into it every shot that you take, and it just sounded so badass. It really punched, and very, very fun to use. It's like the intervention of this game. Unlike the newest Call of Duty, which greatly suffers from bad maps, this one actually had some pretty good multiplayer maps as well. And I really loved the interactions that were in them as well. Like that one map, Defender, that takes place below the Golden Gate Bridge. Like a tsunami would come in and like flood the map. And then there was like a specific kill streak on that map too, where you could like take control of the laser gun, right? The swimming was absolute dog shit in this game. I remember it just being so slow, and you couldn't use your exo movements in it, and it was just terrible. But besides that, like that one map, Solar, where you could take control of like the sunbeam, the reflecting sunbeam as a kill streak, was so cool. Riot was a good map. Terrace was a good map. Skyrise, which was a remake of High Rise from MW2, was in this game, which was pretty cool. Atlas Gorge, which is a remake of Pipeline from COD 4, was in this map, which is sick. I just really like the maps on this game, man. Very, very good map selection. I feel like I should talk about the game mode specifically, but there only is like a couple that are unique to this game. We have Uplink, which Uplink was sick. I don't remember exactly how the scoring works, so bear with me here, but I believe you got like this ball right. You had to bring it to the enemy's goal, and you could shoot it like a basketball for points, or you could dunk it like a basketball for points. And one of them would reward more. I think it was shooting it because it was harder instead of dunking it. I can't remember, so let me know in the comments below how it works, and I genuinely don't remember. And then this game actually had momentum as well, which was, if you're familiar with World at War, there was a game mode called War in it. Sorry for the malfunction. Holy fuck, I'm retarded. It's basically war, where there's a center point you have to capture, and then it pushes your enemies back, or it pushes you back. Kind of like Clash from Overwatch, if you're familiar with that. But very good mode. But yeah, I mostly just played just TDM, Uplink, a little bit of Infected here and there, Domination, just all the classic ones. Search and Destroy, obviously, a huge one. But yeah, that's really it for multiplayer, guys. Pretty standard, pretty typical for what you'd expect from a Call of Duty multiplayer. But I had a couple fun, unique game modes, couple fun twists. Really good map selection as well. It actually has a shit ton of maps after considering all of the DLC as well. This is actually one of the few I did not hit Master Prestige in as well. I think I got to maybe 7 or 8 Prestiges before I was done with this game. And I think there was 15 total in this game, so I got maybe halfway. But still, very good game. Like, dude, make an Advanced Warfare 2, for God's sake. Fucking, it would slam today. I swear it would. All right, I'm not going to lie. I do not have a segue from multiplayer to zombies, so I'm just going to tell you now. Here's the segue from multiplayer to zombies. We're going to be talking about zombies now. The zombies talk is coming right now, so here we go. Call of Duty Exo Zombies. There's a lot here that's good, but there's a lot here that's not good, man. And it sucks, too, because actually moving around and navigating the zombies with the exosuit is, honestly, that in itself is some of the most fun I've ever had on zombies, guys. Like, I can't even lie to you. It just sucks because the foundation of this game mode is good. Like, there's a good, solid foundation there, but there's just so much extra stuff that kills the replayability in this mode. So without wasting any more time, let's just get into it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the general just Exo Zombies mechanics as they are in the game, and then we'll get into the maps specifically after that. So we're gonna get into everything I like about the zombies, and then everything I dislike about just the basic mechanics in Exo Zombies in its entirety. To start it off with some praise, we got the old point system, man. If you've only played modern zombies, you know the point system is kill-based, but in the older zombies, it was shot-based, right? So you get 10 points per shot, so you can grab a shitty SMG off the wall and just fucking farm a shit ton of points. So it's really nice for that. I like the fact that you can literally hold all of the perks at once. If you know older zombies, you know you can only hold 4 at a time, so it's nice to be able to hold them all in this game. And also, you don't lose them all when you go down. That is one of my favorite things about Exo Zombies. The only perk you lose when you go down, at least in solo, I can't remember how it is in co-op, but I'm pretty sure it's like this in co-op as well. But the only thing you lose in solo is the quick revive, or Exo Medic as it's called in this game, to pick yourself yourself back up in solo. That's the only thing you lose. So when you actually get back up, you have a fighting chance, and I absolutely love that about this game. I like how the guns feel. They just feel fun to shoot. There's a lot of cool and interesting, unique weapons in this game mode. For the first part of the game, guns actually do feel viable and feel like they do damage up until you start getting into like the 30s, right? I beat this horse a fuck ton already, but I just got to reiterate the exo movement is amazing. It feels ahead of its time. I like the orbital drop kill streaks that Atlas drops to you, you know, like the energy turrets, the AI like assisted drone stuff. The Sentinel reinforcements are cool. The camouflage is sick and actually comes in clutch a lot of the time. This game has some interesting power-up drops, like not only does it have max ammo and double points like all the other ones have, but this one has open fire, like the infinite ammo that you can shoot out for a while. There's the security, which makes doors open and close on zombies and like sets up laser traps and stuff. There's like the explosive touch where you literally can't die at all. You just have this like explosion going around you at all times that kills zombies instantly when they get in close to you. You know, a little different, but still very interesting. I like the dog zombies. They're not a threat at all in this game, I feel like. You can take them or leave them. They're kind of ugly, but that's kind of what I like about them, you know? They're chill. They're very fast. The dog rounds are super fast. It's just a nice breather round, to be honest with you, so I don't mind the dogs. The fast travel like trash chutes and like the fast travel teleporters in general in this game, like just the fast travel in general works very, very well in this mode. So that's all the good. You know, there is a lot of good in the game. But on the contrary, here's a lot of the bad. So 20 fucking pack-a-punch levels. Who wants to pack-a-punch a gun 20 fucking times? I will say, like, the progression of the weapon, you can actually feel stuff getting different about it, like faster ADS, different sights, more ammo in the reservoir, extended clips, stuff like that. But still, 20 fucking times. Nobody wants to pack-a-punch 20 times, I tell you. So this was a trial run. They saw people didn't like this, and I hope they don't do it again. So yeah, there's 20 power switches as well. This one isn't a big deal. It's just like a small complaint. I just like the one power switch system from Treyarch Zombies, but Exo Zombies just has like 5 or 6 or sometimes even like 7 power switches on a map, so you got to turn them all on. Kind of annoying. Switching weapons late in the game feels unviable because of the pack-a-punch system, right? You want to go use the 3D printer to get a new weapon. Actually, you know, you got to pack-a-punch it 20 times. So, yeah, it kind of sucks for that. Getting ammo sucks in this game, man. Getting ammo is impossible. You know, you have the max ammos, obviously, to refill your ammo. And you can pack-a-punch a weapon as well to upgrade it and get full ammo as well. However, if you're fully papped already, it's just like you can't pack-a-punch it again and get ammo, so it's just impossible late game to get ammo, it feels like. And then you have to switch your gun, but you don't want to switch your gun because you already have it all pack-a-punch. I don't know, it's a mess of a system, dude. Absolute mess of a system. This kind of goes into why I said I used the IMR in Zombies earlier. Like, that gun prints you ammo, so it's pretty viable in that sense. However, it's still so slow when it happens, so it's still not even that viable, but it's better than nothing, I guess. I don't know. The story's not that interesting. You know, it continues off the campaign a little bit, but it's kind of just like gets into stuff that, I don't know, I don't think is that interesting personally. Oh, God, the infected rounds, guys. The infected rounds. They actually ruined this game. I feel like, dude, this game would be pretty good. It would be pretty okay if it wasn't for these infected rounds. So kind of like dog rounds, these infected rounds happen like on round 8 every game, and then they just come like every 8 or so rounds after that, and basically, they're these zombies. This lasts a full normal round, by the way. So it's not like a dog round where it's like a faster version of the round. You have these infected zombies running you. If they hit you, you become infected, and you have to go to this decontamination little zone that you still have to pay for, by the way. It's 250 credits. It's not that much, but still, if you're broke, then it's a very big problem. And you have to like decontaminate yourself. Because if you let your time, it goes on this timer when you get hit, and if you let the timer hit 0, then you go down. But the thing is if they keep hitting you, it takes 5 more seconds off of your fucking timer. So there's times where you have to evade and run around the map, but if you get hit, then it like fucks over your timing, and you can't run back, and then you end up losing and going down, and it's just super frustrating, man. Like, these rounds suck ass. They should have been in the first map and then just never added ever again. They should have added more spots on other maps, or more spots on the first couple maps to like more zones to decontaminate in, because in the later maps, there's actually more than one, which is useful, but still, fuck these fucking rounds. Infected rounds suck my cock. They're the biggest mistake ever in any zombies, I would say, ever. Single-handedly the biggest detriment and mistake to a zombies mode, and I will die on that hill. I do not care. I would rather play transit. I would rather run through the fog in transit. I'd rather have my trample steam die on die rise. I would rather have my fucking turbine die while I'm running to the power or running to the pack-a-punch on transit, so I have to go back and get another one. I would rather do that than play one single infected round, and I'm not even joking. It is the worst mechanic ever introduced into zombies. Lastly, there is the problem of the EMP zombies as well. They're not that bad. I really don't think these guys are that bad. They're the blue shock zombies. If they hit you, they disable your exo. And at the same time, if you try to boost away or use exo movement when they're close by, they will also disable you, which is complete bullshit. I think if they just hit you and disable you, it'd be fine. But it literally punishes you for using exo movements to move around the zombies. But it's like a double-edged sword, right? Like the free reign of the exosuit to move around the zombies is pretty overpowered, I will say. You can survive forever just with exo movements. So they had to introduce something in the game to kind of, disable you and kind of throw a wrench in your plans, right? So I get it. I really do. But I really don't think they should have. They really shouldn't disable you when you go to use the suit. I think it's bullshit. They should only do it when they hit you. So that's just it, man. We'll get into the maps now, but that's all of the problems I have with Exo Zombies. Starting with Outbreak, not to be confused with Cold War Outbreak, the shittiest mode ever released in Call of Duty, probably. I hate Outbreak so much. But the Exo Zombies version isn't so bad. It's, one of the more playable maps on this game to me personally. Some things I like about it: it's small, it's easy to navigate and learn, it's not too in-depth. We get the first exfil cutscene ever, even though it's like completely overdone by today's standards. And that's really it, man. There's nothing too exciting about this map. The setting isn't that great. It wasn't on disc. You literally had to buy it. So the first map you had to pay for as well, which kind of sucks. It's got the infected rounds, no thank you from me. It's just okay. You know what I mean? Like, this map isn't great. It's not bad. It's like just okay. And that's really all it is. I guess I should talk about the Wonder Weapon a little bit. Wonder Weapon, quote unquote, because it's in multiplayer as well. They introduced this gun called the Cell 3 Cauterizer, and it's like this one-handed shotgun with like a rotating barrel. It's actually pretty sick. It's pretty strong. This is kind of like the ray gun of Exo Zombies in the sense where it appears in every single map, right? It's not map specific, so you can get this weapon on every map. It's not the greatest. It's not the best. It just has the Exo Zombies problem where every gun runs out of ammo, and then you can't really get ammo for them, so it's kind of awkward in that sense. And on that train as well, I'll actually just say now, I wish there was more wall weapon variety as well. It's like the same fucking wall weapons in every single map, and then the same box weapons in every single map as well. So there really isn't that much weapon variety in this game, which kind of sucks. I wish they would have swapped the wall weapons up a little bit from map to map, but again, they didn't add any new weapons, I think, besides wonder weapons. I guess it wouldn't really make sense to switch them around, although, I don't know. I wish they kind of did anyway. For DLC 2, we have Infection. Arguably, this is obviously, a bottom 5 zombies map for every single person that's ever played it. It just does so many things wrong. I've played this map twice on this replay through, and I think I played it maybe 2 or 3 times originally when it came out. I can safely say I'm never going to go back to this map. I think every aspect of this map is just infuriating to play, and it's not rewarding at all. So this is the Burger Town map. I like the setting. It's kind of interesting. It's in rural America. It's like a military lockdown zone. It's kind of realistic in that sense. So I actually do like that. I like the shield zombie. Every 10 or so rounds, there's a giant Brutus style shield zombie that spawns. He was kind of cool the first couple times, but then he just gets more annoying because he also EMPs you, so he also takes your exosuit offline, which is kind of annoying. And he's also so tanky, so you have to spend all of your ammo on him. And thankfully, he does give you a max ammo when you kill him, but still, he just, he comes in, fucks up the flow of the map. I like his design, though. He's actually pretty cool. We got the sewer gator. The sewer gator is one of the most redeeming qualities of this map. You run through the sewers. There's a trap. You can, I think it's called the instigator. You flip it on, and then you train the zombies around the water part, and then you just see this gator come up and just swallow a bunch of them. It's actually very cool. So one of the cooler traps ever in COD Zombies history. Just sucks that it has to be on this godforsaken map. The wonder weapon, the magnetron, is actually a really interesting concept. It's like it shoots like these sound waves out. It's kind of like a thunder gun, but it fires continuously. The only problem is the ammo, right? It kills. It does a pretty good job killing, but it just uses the ammo up way too quick. Unfortunately, that's just the Exo Zombies problem in general. And now I just got to tear this map down completely. It just does so many things that I hate so much. Let's start with the layout. The layout isn't really that exciting or different. It just feels like Outbreak with more annoying steps. I don't know. It just wasn't the biggest fan of the layout. It's not very interesting at all. We have the survivors. Oh my god, the fucking survivors, dude. So every once in a while, you'll hear the retard from Alice or whoever it is talk to you, be like, "Oh, we got eyes on a survivor. We got to escort him." So you have to go over to this fucking spot where the survivor is, wait for them to crawl out of it, and then you have to escort them to a certain part of the map, and then you have to defend them while the chopper comes and airlifts them out. So it's like, in theory, it doesn't sound too bad, right? It just sounds like a typical escort. But dude, if any of you guys have played Dead Rising 1, the original, and you know how bad the survivors are, like with the UI and how they can't fight for themselves and the zombies will surround them and stop them from moving, and you literally can't fucking do anything about it but defend them, and you keep shooting them, but they keep getting swarmed anyway, and they still refuse to move. That is literally exactly to a T what it is like in Exo Zombies 2. The survivors are completely helpless. You cannot arm them at all. They sit there. Once they get hit by a zombie one time, they'll just sit there and keep getting hit. They refuse to run away. They can't run away because they keep getting hit. You have to have like distraction drones on them at all times. And then once you finally do that, once you finally get them to the escort station, once you finally get them airlifted out, the only thing you get, literally the only thing you get, is one weapon level from a Pack-a-Punch. You get one level. So 2,500 credits. That is literally all they give you for doing it. And if you lose it, if you let the survivor die, then the area gets locked down. And there's a power surge, right? So nothing, you can't use any power. You can't use any weapon upgrades. Everything is shut down for a while. And it's just like, dude, most of the time when I play this, I literally just let the survivors die and deal with the power outage just because it's more easier than escorting them and blowing through all my ammo anyway. This has got to be the most, like, the least tested feature ever in zombies. It just does not work. It does not belong in this game mode at all. You hear the community all the time about objective-based zombies and how it's just not fun. We just want to kill zombies and progress rounds. And it really, that argument really comes to life in this map too, because there's just so much unnecessary bullshit that you have to go through just to survive and progress rounds. It's awful, dude. It's so awful. I would literally pay 2,500 credits to the survivor's family, that just as a way of saying sorry. I didn't want to escort your guy though. Like, dude, I would literally gladly have them deduct 2,500 if I didn't have to escort the survivor, and that was that. Like, it's just such an unfun and terrible mechanic. Which is funny because in the next map, Carrier, the objective in that map, I actually do find fun. So when we get to that, I'll explain a little more. But yeah, another thing about it, the infected rounds, this is not just an infection problem. This is an Exo Zombies problem. I fucking hate the infected rounds. They're faggot-ass infected rounds. They're fucking shitty. In this map, there's toxic zones as well. So you'll be training around in one area, and then the round will flip, and then it'll be like, oh, toxic zone. You got to leave the area. If you stay in the area, guess what? You become infected, and you got to run down to the decontamination zone, pay $250, get yourself uninfected. Dude, there's just so much fucking cancer in this map. It's actually insane. One final thing I'll say, the sewer is very tight and compact in this map, so using exo movements in the sewer just feels awkward and clunky because you want to have this full range of boost movements, yet you can't really use them that well. I don't know. Feels awkward. Feels really, really awkward. All in all, Infection just feels like an absolute chore to play. It just feels like around every single corner, around every round that you flip, there's just another annoying task that you're gonna have to accomplish. And if you don't accomplish it, guess what? You get punished pretty annoyingly for it. And the worst part is if you're out of, like, literally when the power surge happens or whatever it's called, the power failure, you can't even use weapon upgrades to like get more ammo. So there were times where I'm playing on this map, I literally blow through all my ammo trying to get the survivor escorted, and then he dies because he's getting swarmed, obviously. So then the power failure happens, and then I'm like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll just run around and I'll refill my guns really quick with the weapon upgrade station. But you can't do that because it won't let you. So you're literally just stuck running circles around an area up until the power comes back. And it's just like 2 or 3 minutes of completely wasted gameplay. It adds nothing but just waiting for the game to progress. It's so fucking stupid, man. I feel like they did not test run this map at all. And if they did, then congrats. You know what to not do ever in a zombies map ever again. God, I gotta move on from this map. I gotta move on. DLC eventually releases with Carrier as the 3rd installment of Exo Zombies, and this is actually my personal favorite map in this game. I actually think this is a pretty good map. Like, this is the one map I'll actually be excited to play when it comes back to playing Exo Zombies. It's funny, this is the only actual zombies map to take place on like an aircraft carrier, right? We got one carrier map in Extinction, right? Mayday, I think it was. And to God, say what you want about Extinction. I thought it was fun. I haven't revisited it in a while, though. So, yeah, we got Carrier. I actually do like this map quite a bit. The atmosphere is really, really cool. The setting, I love that we're on an aircraft carrier. It feels right at home for something like Exo Zombies, I can't lie. We see zombie sharks for the first time, which is very cool. It's something I feel like the community was asking for a while, so it was cool to actually see it. There's like a Plinko machine on this map where you can shoot your grenade into and you can get rewarded extra points and sometimes even up to 1,000 points, which is really, really cool. The infected rounds are on this map, unfortunately, but then this one they added 2 zones, so you can actually like progress and rotate around the map without feeling like you're getting fucked by your pathing, because there actually is multiple zones to cleanse yourself in. Speaking of which, the layout on this map actually just works. There's multiple routes to get everywhere you want on the map. Oh, and it actually starts out just like Verrückt did, right? And so in co-op, if you remember way back in Verrückt, it would split the players up between two separate places, and then once you got your exo or once you got everything unlocked, right, then you could join back together. And it does that in this map as well, which is pretty sick. It just feels like there's a lot of room to breathe on this map with the teleporter fast travel. Once you figure that out, you could just navigate through this map so well. It's actually amazing. Exo Stockpile is added as a perk. Did I talk about perks yet? I actually didn't, so let me go through them right now. I guess I might as well. Exo Medic is just quick revive. It picks you up when solo, or I think it revives players faster in co-op. We have Exo Health, which is just Juggernaut. More health, more hits you can take. Exo Speed Reload. I actually can't remember what it's called. But it's basically just speed cola, faster reload. We have Exo Soldier, which makes it so you can kind of like gung-ho, run fast, and reload and shoot at the same time. And I think it tightens your hip fire spread as well. And then we have Exo Stockpile, which is, more ammo, more reserves, more grenades, which is honestly necessary, but still doesn't help that much. Oh, I forgot about Exo Slam too. Exo Slam is kind of useless. You can like slam into the crowd of zombies and stun them. However, I really don't think you should be slamming into crowds of zombies, especially when EMP zombies exist. But whatever, that's the perks. They're kind of underwhelming, but it is what it is. I like that when you get security on this map, there's like this little robot that comes out in the Exo suit room, and it kind of like distracts the zombies, kind of similar to like a monkey bomb or whatever. And if they get in front of it, then it kind of chops them up with these blades. So let's talk about the strike teams. The objective on this map, every couple of rounds, the Atlas sends a strike team in that plants a bomb, right? They plant a bomb, and you have to kill the soldiers and then defuse the bomb, which kind of sounds like it could be annoying, but it happens so fast and you can kill them so quick that I actually really do love the way, and it has a good reward as well. So basically, it happens, you see the bomb get planted, then you basically want to beeline it to wherever, because there is on a timer. So I like it because it like forces you to react quickly, and it can get over with so quickly. So it really is fun. Yeah, then you go kill the soldiers, and the soldiers will always drop a camouflage too. So when you kill the soldiers, you grab the camouflage so the zombies can't see you right, and then you defuse the bomb. And then every single time you defuse the bomb, you get an upgrade as well. It could be explosive touch. I think it could be a max ammo, infinite ammo, that kind of thing. It's just really cool, and the reward is always good. So I don't know. I like it because it's not like Infected where it's gonna just drag on and it's gonna be this whole process and it's long and it's painful and it's grueling and you have to use all your ammo. This is just a quick thing. It's like, oh shit, Atlas is here, we gotta react to it. And then you go, you fuck up the guys that are shooting at you, and then don't do enough damage to where like they can actually kill you unless you get hit by zombies at the same time. Like you have to be horrible at shooting at these guys because they do die pretty fast if you're well equipped for the fight anyways. But yeah, I don't know. I really, really like it, man. I really like the way you have to defuse the bomb and everything. I don't know. It sounds weird. I feel like people are going to disagree with that, but fuck it, man. I will stand on this hill and die on it. Oh, and also, if you manage to not defuse the bombs, I'm pretty sure the only thing that happens is the area becomes like infected with the toxic clouds, like from infection, where you just have to run to a contamination zone and the area is kind of locked down or whatever. So it's not that big of a deal. If you lose it, I guess. It's really hard to lose it, though. I genuinely can't remember a time in the past couple times I've played it where I've lost the bomb defuse. It's really just that easy. The wonder weapon on this map is actually so cool. It's called the Limbo. It reminds me of that one gun from Dead Space. I think it's called the Line Gun, where it just shoots out this like wave of plasma energy. But the only difference is this one, the Limbo, it kind of like rotates, right? So it kind of like rotates on an axis, like and it just will shred through zombies. This thing is fucking so cool. One of the more cool and unique wonder weapons ever introduced into zombies. Only problem is low ammo count, just like everything else in the game, you know? So runs out of ammo kind of quick, but actually, you know, if you're good with the ammo and if you're good with preserving it, you can last a long time with this gun. Very, very solid. And then one final thing I'll say about this map is you can actually fall off of the sides and lose instantly. I did test it. I never fell off personally because I feel like it's kind of hard to do, but I just tested it. I'm like, what if I exo jump off the side of the carrier right now? And yeah, you just die and lose the game. So don't do that if you plan on playing. As far as dislikes on Carrier, I genuinely don't have any. The only thing I dislike about this map is what I dislike about every map, just the exo mechanics in general. You know, the infected rounds, the EMZ zombie spam, the pack-a-punch system. The map itself doesn't do anything wrong. Unfortunately, it's just a victim of the bad mechanics design choices. Well, I actually forgot. I do have this one clip of Carrier. So here is that map basically just summed up in a small, very short video.
Payback's a bitch. Money, money! Atlas inbound.
One more thing I forgot about here is the Sentinel reinforcements. I love this drop. They're basically just a group of Sentinel soldiers that will help you. I would always save these guys for the infected rounds when they come. So when the infected round happens, you spawn in these guys and they basically just help you kill them all before they even can touch you. So that's why I just love this map so much. It really alleviated most of the problems with exo zombies in general. So I love this map. Definitely the best one in the game. That leaves us with the fourth and final DLC map, Descent. Now, I will say the atmosphere and location of this zombies map is one of the coolest I've ever seen, honestly. You start off on that little platform and then you eventually go underwater into like the underwater facility, right? It gives like massive BioShock vibes. I was a huge fan of all the BioShock games, so this map in particular was very, very cool. And I only played this map one time originally when it came out because I was kind of just over Exo Zombies at the time this map released. And this map isn't so bad. It's not my favorite though. I really hate the fact that it takes you away from the gameplay multiple times to do the boss fight or whatever, right? But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. So what I do I like the new Goliath suit. There's a new Goliath suit drop, right? It's like a giant mech suit you put on, and you cannot die in this thing, and you just can wipe the whole horde of zombies. Very, very useful. I forgot to mention this on Carrier, but this map has it as well. There's like this little drone that carries around a drop that if you kill it, if you shoot it down, you can take the drop from it. So that's very nice to have on this map and Carrier. The Sentinel guards make a comeback on this map, which is cool. I love that kill streak a lot. The Wonder Weapon is very, very cool in design, but in practicality, it's like not the best, right? It's the Trident. I might have gameplay of this thing somewhere, but it's like, so it bounces off the walls. Like this whole thing, the whole identity of this weapon is just ricochet. It ricochets a bunch around. So in theory, you want to be in a small contained like hallway or close quarters, right? To get the most out of it because you shoot it once and it'll bounce around the room and kill everything. And it's very, very good in that sense. However, the fact is, like, you just don't want to be small. You don't want to be in those spaces in a zombies game, let alone exo zombies, especially when you can get your suit disabled by EMP zombies, right? So it's like, yeah, it's a cool idea. It's a cool theory. But in practice, most of the time I'm training around the spa area. That's my go-to spot just because, there's a lot of room to breathe there. So this weapon right there in particular doesn't work exactly great. Obviously works better in those tight areas, but you can still make use of it. I feel like it's just weird. It feels weird and clunky to use, man, because like you'll be hoarding around a train and then you'll go to turn around and use this thing, aim it, shoot it, and it just like misses everything that's in front of you, but it'll like kill the last couple three, then bang around and come back and kill. Like it's just so weird. It feels so inconsistent, like to shoot. I don't know. I feel like the ricochet kills way more than the initial blast does. It's very fucking weird, man. It's funny, the only clip I have of this thing is where I'm like trying to figure out the best way to use it. Like I'm literally just learning in this clip just how to use this fucking piece of shit gun, right? So I go down, right? I go down because I'm trying to farm points to level it up and stuff just to see how different it gets. And then you see me at the end like just blasting it against the wall, hoping the last zombie like just runs into it. And then of course he just spawns out of the gate he just comes climbing out of the event like Among Us at the end there. Like what the fuck is that, dude? Besides the Trident that they added, there's also like a new gadget you can get within the 3D printer or the mystery box called the Repulsor. And this thing's kind of interesting. You just push it and like your guy like kind of shoves his hands out and it's like a big shockwave to kind of like blast all the enemies away from you. It's like really, really good to get yourself out of a corner. I don't know if it's better than a distraction drone though or the Nanoswarm. I feel like probably just the distraction drone is the best, right? Because it just gets everything away from you. I didn't really get to use it too much. I got it like one game. I didn't think it was anything special, but yeah, that's really it, man. That's all I can really praise Descent for. While the map has a really exciting atmosphere and location, the gameplay just isn't really all that, you know. The one thing I really don't like about this map, you know, it's just a victim to the Exo Zombies mechanics, kind of like Carrier is. But what I really don't like on this map specifically is you're teleported to the boss fight room like multiple times. Like once on round 5, Oz teleports you and he just talks to you for a couple seconds and then teleports you back. And then once again on like round 15 or something, he brings you back yet again to fight him off and then fight off some zombies and whatnot as well. And then he brings you back on round 20 for the actual mutation boss fight, which, you know, was really exciting the first time around because actually, you know, this was the first boss fight we have ever had in COD Zombies, you know, so it was kind of a big deal for its time. But the problem is it's not an Easter egg, right? So this is something that happens literally every time you play the map and you cannot skip it. So the fact that it's not optional really kills the replayability on this map for me. Because, you know, I'm the type of Zombies player, you know, if you like doing all the Easter eggs and stuff, that's great. Good for you. I just like to roll it in, survive to the highest round I can before I get bored and then just kind of call it there. So when it forces you into the boss fight, it's just like, ugh. It gets old so fast. And the boss fight isn't really that exciting anyways. You kind of just turn on 4 power switches and then just turn on the decontamination zone and kind of blast him. It's not very exciting at all. So the fact that you can't skip this, it just really weighs down the map because it feels like so much wasted time that I just wish I was progressing rounds in and not just fighting a stupid pointless boss fight, you know? Maybe I'm in the minority there, but, you know, it's just not for me. Oh my god, I just realized I've been talking about this game for about an hour now, which is kind of crazy. I did not expect this episode to be this long, but I just have so much to say when it comes to this game, dude. I really just love Advanced Warfare. I think it's a really good game. I really think it was overlooked. I think people were too quick to shit on the advanced movement, and now I feel like, dude, if they made Advanced Warfare 2 and just like I said earlier, bring back the exo movement, clean it up just a little bit, now that games are just faster and, you know, gamers are just faster in general, I truly believe Advanced Warfare 2 could be like a very big title. And dude, I'm thinking of like Blackout or Warzone with advanced exo movement would be kind of fun, dude. As long, I don't know, maybe if it's not Warzone and if it's Blackout, because Blackout's just way better. That's a whole different story for a different fucking video, though. So all in all, after everything, would I recommend Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for somebody to play if they haven't before? I think I would. I think you could get something out of the campaign. The multiplayer is probably, unfortunately, dead. At least it is on PC. Maybe not on Xbox, actually, because didn't life get breathed into Call of Duty, the old ones anyway, when Microsoft bought it or whatever? Didn't they like fix the servers or something to make them better? So maybe you'll be able to find a game on Xbox. I don't know. I literally haven't tried Call of Duty on console in forever, so maybe it's alive there. But anyways, I remember the multiplayer being very good. It was pretty fun. The zombies, you know, it's a little lackluster. It's unfortunately just a good foundation weighed down by a bunch of bad mechanics, but you know, it's worth a shot. If you're a zombies veteran and you haven't ever played Exo Zombies, I would say it's worth exploring if you have access to it anyway. I would not pay money if you're expecting like a fun experience, but it's kind of cool to see the direction that zombies turned with advanced movement. So I don't know. I liked it. You never, you know, if you're a hardcore zombies fan, obviously though, you're not going to enjoy this game. But overall, yeah, I'd say it's worth playing, but obviously don't spend like $60 or anything on it. I promise we're going to wrap up soon. On to the last 2 segments of the podcast. If you're a Jerry familiar, you know what segment is next. We are moving on to Retard of the Week. Retard of the Week. I actually got one this week. Normally you don't have them. Normally with, you know, it was actually kind of hard to find one this week because everybody's just complaining about, you know, how it's overpriced, how it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. I actually had to go to Xbox.com to find a review of this game because there was nothing else of any constructive criticism at all. So here's what we're going with this week. Here we have a review from user Uzichiha. That sounds like Naruto-ish, right? That sounds weebish as hell. So Uzichiha says 1-star review on August 11th, 2024. So keep in mind, this review is from last year, and this game is 10 years old at this point, by the way. Last year, Uzichiha says robbery. Bought 6 supply drops on my alt account and never got them. You guys sure took my money gladly, even though nothing was delivered. I've got the receipts. Don't play with me, COD. I want my ... or a refund. Will take legal action to get mine. Believe it. What is the censored swear word, by the way? Shit. I want my shit or a refund. Will take legal action. I don't know. So for starters, really quick, I just want to say I genuinely did not know you could buy supply drops, or maybe I did, but I just forgot about it. I never purchased a supply drop in this game. I feel like you got them pretty frequently just for playing the game, so I could be confused on that. But so anyways, my bad on that. So, but here's the thing, right? Here's why I'm crowning Uchiha Retard of the Week this week, because if you're familiar with Call of Duty at all in the slightest, you would know that as soon as a new Call of Duty comes out, the year before is just completely irrelevant, and they stop support for it, right? So the fact that not only is this not a modern COD you're spending money on, like if it was like as old as Cold War, I'd say Cold War or newer, and you're buying stuff, then I feel like you kind of just should get what's coming to you. You know, you're buying supply drops for an 11-year-old game, my guy. The fact that you didn't get them, yeah, that sucks. That's really shitty. However, what are you doing buying supply drops for a fucking 10-year-old game? This is why you're retard of the week, man. I'm sorry you brought it on yourself. Uchiha. Just make better financial decisions next time, my man. And you won't end up on my table here. We really got him, guys. See, but now my curiosity's piqued. Do you think Uzichiha genuinely took Activision to court and got his money back? Do you guys think he took Activision to court over like $20 and won? What if it was like this huge, massive case that got like a Netflix adaptation as well, and he actually like beat the case and beat Activision and like sued them for all they're worth? That'd be a crazy turn of events. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna go so well for him. I'm sure Activision has some pretty good lawyers, I would guess, being in it's like a multi-million, even possibly billion-dollar company. I could be wrong though. Maybe Uzichiha is like a legal wizard and he just knows the law like the back of his hand and he'll serve them in court. But yeah, if for some reason you're listening to this, dude, let me know. Comment below how the lawsuit went. How did the court case go? Did you beat it? Just let us all know. We're genuinely curious, bro. Last segment of the day is the game report. What have I been playing over the past couple weeks? What has it been? 2-3 weeks since I released the PVZ GW2 episodes. Saved a lot of time saying that. Yeah, man, it's been a couple weeks. So what have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, man. A lot of Overwatch. Season 15 dropped. They added perks now, so you can like choose different perks for every single hero in the game. There's a minor and a major perk. It's very, very fun. Kind of, takes the gameplay and bumps it up to the next level. You got like a little more stuff to choose from, have a little more agency in your gameplay. So I've been really enjoying it. I've been grinding competitive open queue for the Galactic weapon skin for my Zenyatta. Trying to get that. I'm very, very close. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, man. Having a blast. Looking forward to the bans and map voting coming eventually, season 16. So next season, I've been playing some Mecha Bellum as well. I love Mecha Bellum. I talk about it all the time. It's the perfect strategy game to kind of chill back and play when you don't feel like playing anything else. And that's about it, man. Obviously Advanced Warfare as well. Played through the veteran campaign, played through a bunch of zombies. Tried to play some multiplayer, but couldn't find a game. So I wish I could, though. I really, really love the multiplayer on Advanced Warfare. So yeah, that's going to do it, man. That is really going to do it. So that is it, man. Over an hour here on an Advanced Warfare episode. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite part about Advanced Warfare in the comments? Did you like this game? Do you like the guns? Do you like the exo movement? I love the exo movement. I personally think we should get an AW2, but I've already said that multiple times. So with all that being said, guys, have an excellent day. Have an excellent week. Have an excellent weekend whenever you're listening. Don't forget to drink water, you fat piece of shit. Don't forget to exercise, you fat piece of shit. And all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. I have no idea what it's going to be. It's probably not going to come out next week. I'm not really playing anything. I'm fucking balls deep in Overwatch right now. So that is that. Anyways, take care, guys. Peace. Goodbye.